Shadowhunters has been surrounded by a storm of controversy since the beginning, starting with the author of the books. We discovered 10 dark secrets Shadowhunters doesn't want you to know, and they are pretty juicy. Watch until the end to see what fans had to say about a love scene that they may have crossed the line. If you're new here, be sure to like our video and subscribe to the Things channel to be the first to see our new videos. Now check out these dark secrets Shadowhunters doesn't want you to know. Kate McNamara found out she got the starring role moments before it was posted on Twitter. Kat was feeling a bit bummed because she hadn't heard anything about whether or not she landed the starring role of Clary. She knew that Freeform, which was ABC Family at the time, was about to announce the cast on Twitter. She hadn't heard anything, so she assumed she didn't get the part. She decided to go to the gym to take her mind off of it. She thought that seeing the explosion happening on Twitter would make not getting the role even worse. Little did she know her phone was about to ring with news that would completely change her career. 10 minutes before they were about to announce the cast on Twitter, she got the call from her team telling her she got the part. She was obviously ecstatic, but her excitement gave way to embarrassment when she realized she was going to have to rush over to ABC Family in her sweaty workout clothes to start social media promotions. Kat said she was embarrassed, but that didn't last for very long because she was thrilled to be cast in the show. She said she was floored and honored to be a part of this amazing ride. Still, ABC probably should have given her a bit more notice, don't you think? Plagiarism controversy. Did you know that the author of the book series, which the Shadowhunters TV show is based on, has been in hot water in the past for plagiarism? Here are the deets. The author, whose real name is Judith Ramelt, wrote some juicy fan fiction from 2000 to around 2006 under the pen name Cassandra Clare. It focused on a hot, brooding version of Harry Potter's Draco Malfoy. It was called the Draco Trilogy. She became a major influence in the Harry Potter fanfiction world with her hit stories titled Draco Dormiens, Draco Sinister, and Draco Veritas. That is until the backlash began. Members of the fanfiction community started pointing out that Claire was using direct quotes from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Babylon. One fanfic member in particular said she was using unattributed phrases, which were taken from the out-of-print book The Hidden Land by Pamela Dean. After that, Claire was banned from fanfiction.net. Some people even accused Cassandra Clare of cyberbullying her critics, though there doesn't seem to be any proof of that. Once Claire got a book deal for The Mortal Instruments, her publishing company removed all of her fanfiction from the internet and changed the spelling of her pen name. It seems she wanted fans to forget the whole thing. The movie flopped. Before Shadowhunters became a TV show, they came out with a movie based on the YA novels. It was called The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. Let's just say it didn't do well among critics, and it completely failed at the box office. It only got 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. Ouch! The Boston Globe said it played like a scary movie parody. Many said the storyline was hard to follow, and even more critics called it mundane and derivative of Harry Potter and Twilight. Tough crowd. Cassandra Clare came under fire again for bragging about how satisfied she was with the adaptation of her book, partly because of her input into the filmmaking process and partly because of the fans. But then she changed her tune after the box office numbers and bad reviews came out. She posted on Twitter that she thought people were having a hard time understanding how little control authors have over film adaptations of their books. Many people thought her change in attitude made it appear that she jumped ship when the waters got choppy. It's got to be hard to hear critics say that the film stunk, but do you think it's fair of her to distance herself from the film after it got bad reviews? The pilot got shaky reviews, so after they decided to switch from adapting the books into films and opted for the small screen instead, they shot the pilot for Shadowhunters. The New York Times said that Shadowhunters could use a little of the humor of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or the camp sense of True Blood, which it also echoes as the baddies have a taste for the stuff in mundane veins. The New York Times went on to say that it's too moody and self-serious for a pulpy action show in which monsters dissolve into hot sparks when stabbed. The NYT also states that a part of the problem is the script, and part is performance. The dialogue is sometimes written more sassily than it's delivered. As Clary tells Jace, she's not interested in being part of his supernatural fight club. Who is she kidding? The New York Times wants to know, and so do we. They ended the review by saying that Shadowhunters has its assets, especially its popular source material, but that it might become more fun if it learns to enjoy being the empowerment fantasy it really is. They also mentioned that battling the infernal army of the night may be a dangerous burden, but it beats having a curfew. Not the best review in the world, but hey, it beats earlier movie reviews. Dominic Sherwood's gay slur. Apparently, Dominic Sherwood, who plays the role of Jace in Shadowhunters, had to make a major apology for using a homophobic slur on a Facebook Live video last year. In the video, fans heard Dominic greeting his co-star Matthew Daddario with the gay slur. Matthew, who plays a gay character on the show, told Dominic to stop because they were live talking to fans. Apparently, Dominic didn't know that the fans were listening to every word he said live and in real time. Oopsie doopsie, Dominic. This guy had to do some serious damage control. He posted an apology video on Instagram in which he called his own behavior disgusting. He said he was making the video to hold himself accountable and not to make any excuses in any way. He said that the way he behaved was disgusting and that his co-star, Matt's reaction, was an absolutely correct one of disgust. He said he thinks so many problematic phrases go unchallenged and they perpetuate hate and intolerance. He added that his slur made him part of the hate and intolerance and that he was truly sorry. But not everyone bought his apology. One fan tweeted that his behavior was absolutely revolting. What do you think? Should he be forgiven or not? The lawsuit. In 2016, the author of the Shadowhunter books found herself in trouble again. This time, an author by the name of Sherilyn Kenyon, who wrote the Dark Hunter book series, sued Cassandra Clare for stealing her work. Sherilyn Kenyon filed a lawsuit alleging that Clare committed acts of trademark infringement, copyright infringement, unfair competition, false advertising, and trade dress infringement. Kenyon said she lost profits because she believes Clare willfully copied her Dark Hunter series. In her lawsuit, she claims that in many respects, the elements of both book franchises are virtually identical. Let's see. Dark Hunter and Shadowhunters? She may have a point, don't you think? Kenyon pointed out more similarities when she said that both the Dark Hunter series and the Shadowhunter series are about an elite band of warriors that must protect the human world from the unseen paranormal threat that seeks to destroy humans as they go about their daily lives. She also noted the uncanny similarities between the two when she mentioned that these hunters, whether dark or shadow, preserve the balance between good and evil, protecting humans from being consumed or enslaved. Then there was a publishing fiasco, in which Clare's publisher mistakenly printed 100,000 copies of a Shadowhunter book referencing the Dark Hunter mark on the cover. Whoops! The show may get canceled. Catherine McNamara officially announced that she had just finished shooting all of her scenes in Shadowhunters Season 3 in early May 2018, but she made it seem as if she was unsure on whether or not they would be back for Season 4. On her Instagram account, she wrote late-night musings after wrapping Shadowhunters Season 3. She thanked everyone who helped pull off another season and said it was a pleasure and an honor to have such a wonderful work family. Then she ended with saying she is hoping to be back soon. We take it this means that Freeform has yet to give a green light for the next installment of this supernatural fantasy series, so we did a little investigating. It appears that Season 3 is not doing so hot in the ratings department. As a matter of fact, Season 3 is down in ratings by about 40% compared to Season 2. That's a pretty steep drop. It's no wonder Catherine seems a bit unsure. As of right now, Shadowhunters Season 4 has not been renewed, but there is no news of the show being canceled either. What do you guys think? Should they cancel the show? Dominic is a big prankster. Dominic Sherwood may play a skilled soldier on screen in his role of Jace in Shadowhunters, but off-screen, he is just a crazy prankster. The biggest prankster on the set, apparently. Kat McNamara said he played a lot of pranks on her when they were filming on set. Kat revealed that Dom's craziest prank was when he taped her to her trailer. She said she doesn't really know how it happened, but she was standing on the trailer steps and they were joking about something, and suddenly he was taping her hand to the stair railing. She said she was laughing too hard to do anything about it. She said she was stuck standing there on the steps when everyone came running. But she said they weren't running to help her and cut her loose. They were running with their camera phones to capture the hilarious prank. Kat said that luckily, Matthew Daddario, who plays Alec Lightwood on the show, took pity on her and set her free. She said she finally made it back to set, but that was one of her favorite moments from filming on set. Cultural appropriation. Emerald Tobia, who plays the role of Isabel Lightwood, found herself in a bit of a controversy when she posted a picture of her on vacation in Thailand with her hair styled in long braids. Her Twitter followers called Emerald out for cultural appropriation and explained why her picture was problematic. But instead of apologizing or even justifying the picture, she tweeted another picture of herself with braids. This definitely added fuel to the fire. One fan even tried to send Tobia a direct message via Twitter, respectfully carefully explaining why it was a problem. Tobia blocked the fan. Then she retweeted a fan who said her braids were like those of Christina Aguilera, Jennifer Lopez, and Shakira. Then she posted a picture of her as a little girl when her mom put a bunch of braids in her hair. Emma Rode's braids have been the source of a heated debate. One fan wrote that she is black and is literally beyond fine with however Emma Rode chooses to wear her hair. But other people argued that she was disrespecting an entire culture. So what do you guys think? Is it okay for her to get her hair braided like this? Or is it cultural appropriation? Leave a comment telling us what you think. The hookup scene. Twitter blew up after the hookup scene between Magnus and Alec. In the scene, Alec comes to see Magnus. They talk for a second, then Alec takes Magnus totally off guard when he grabs Magnus and kisses him. He asks what that was all about and then jokes that he is not complaining but wants to know. Alec says he wants to take the next step in their relationship. Magnus shares that he is worried that if they rush into hooking up, he may lose Alec. Alec insists that they have nothing to worry about and then kisses Magnus again and pushes him into the bedroom, and that's when Twitter exploded. Many fans were disheartened that Alec did not get proper consent from Magnus before pushing him into the bedroom. They called it dubious consent. That means the consent was uncertain or not completely known. Fans were quick to point out that consensual hookups are hotter, and they didn't like it when it faded to black when hetero love scenes are not. Shadowhunters showrunner Darren Swimmer responded to the backlash on Twitter, saying that the creators thought it was a given that Alec wouldn't have forced anything, but a fair point that they could have made consensuous more clear on screen. Do you think the fans have a fair point? And that's it for 10 dark secrets Shadowhunters doesn't want you to know. Thanks for watching The Things. See you later!